Alrighty, welcome back, guys, to the, I believe now, third episode of the Hardcore Hunter 1 to 60 series. When we left off on the last episode, I think we were in Thunderbluff, just doing some of the pet training and that kind of stuff. And I took care of all that. I did all the pet training. I have Navajo here, level 10, and he's now fed because I can feed him food. And he has Growl rank 2 and a couple of the pet upgrades that he can have. And I collected a couple quests while I was in Thunderbluff as well. So while we're here, the character's overall power has massively increased now that I have a pet. It's doubled my damage, essentially. With Bite rank 2 and the auto attacks, he now has Growl, so I don't have to kite anymore. I can literally just stand there and shoot the bow. It's very smooth sailing at this point. So, unfortunately, I think the character has become very easy. But there's still challenge. We're still playing on hardcore, so we're still going to have to be careful. But it's gotten very easy suddenly. It was a little more difficult when I had to watch what I was pulling and I had to kite and things like that. I don't have to do any of that anymore. My wolf here just automatically chews the crap out of anything and they die. So I'm going to do some of these harpies up here because there's a couple different harpy quests I have. And then we need to go to that Thunderhorn water well and we need to cleanse that. We need to keep going with Mulgore at this point. So I'll turn my camera off and stop yapping at you and enjoy the episode. Thank you for coming. I do not have Mend Pet yet, but Navajo's passive health regeneration seems to be quite strong. As you can see, I'm up to between 20 and 30 DPS now. I was between 10 and 15 before, so literally doubled my damage. For a lot of other characters, these are very difficult mobs. They're casters with heavy damage, and they heal, and they're level 10. So if I was, say, a warrior, or even like a shaman, this could be potentially difficult stuff. But with the DPS I have as a hunter right now, it's not hard at all. I let Navajo go in and get the initial aggro on that, so that my health could regenerate a little bit too. Trying to leverage both of our health pools at the same time. feel a little bad about feeding Navajo stringy wolf meat that I looted from mobs just like him. But that's the only meat I have right now, so he's gonna just have to be okay with it. That level was a little bit slower, since I had to do some running around. Oh, that's not great. I'm gonna wait for him to get aggro. Alright. Handled that easily. Let's let our health and mana regenerate here for a moment. I have to start moving in and doing some axe damage, or else my axe skill will fall behind. Just got a weapon upgrade, but I cannot equip it. Because I do not have the necessary training. What is it? Is it here? So I have axes, guns, that's it. Yeah. So I will need to train in two-handed swords if I'm going to use something like that. go. Navajo hit level 11. Still can't do either of the trainings for him. Alrighty, we got all of our feathers. We can head to the well. I was going to go up to the Harpies to bang that quest out, but my bags are chock full. So I've decided instead that I'm going to go to town and I'm going to sell some of this stuff. The Harpies drop a lot of relatively lucrative stuff, a lot of grays, a lot of armor types and weapons, and I don't want to leave all that sitting on the ground while I do that quest, so I think spending the 2 minutes to go to town and empty the bags is worth it, even if it's a loss from a speed-running perspective. We can also turn in the well quest while we're here. I don't think we'll have any problem hitting level 12 now in Mulgore. Might even be able to hit 13, conceivably.
Hail. Goodbye. I have just the thing for you. Wind be at your back.
There we go. We upgraded our shot pouch, so we can put 1,600 shots in there, which should be more than enough. It's going to be a little while before we can get a bow.
Ancestors of the Thunderhorn clan spoke to me in a dream, praising you for your actions near their well. For their gratitude, they wish to give you this. There is but one water well left to cleanse, named after the Wildmane clan. For this well to be pure, the land must offer the teeth of a fierce predator, the prairie wolf Alpha. Find the Alphas to the north, then return to me when your hunt is finished. Alphas often wander around the base of our mighty city, Thunder Bluff.
Well, the voice acting got a little intense there for a moment. Let's see if we can do our beast training now. We cannot. We're -3. We were -14. Now we're -3. So we've made some headway. I don't understand how that system really works, but I suppose we'll figure it out. I do know at some point I'm going to have to train a higher rank of bite. I have bite rank 2 right now, but I think there's probably like some level 20 mobs maybe that have like bite rank 3. So I will have to tame one of those, learn it, dismiss that pet, come back to Navajo, and then train it to Navajo. I believe that's how that process works. I'm sure I could look it up online, like what pets have rank 3 bite, but I think we can just sort of feel it out. I was not really able to start leatherworking because creating light leather is still orange, And I don't want to waste those points. I want to make sure that I'm getting these leather working points just for making light leather. So I'm going to hold off creating anything until this is no longer yellow. I don't know what level that'll be, maybe 25, maybe 30. But I want to continue to sort of milk those free leather working points. That's my thought process anyway. Jeez. Even in melee range, we're very dangerous with a pet. That swoop came out of nowhere. Now with 2 people here killing harpies, we have to worry a little bit about hyper spawning. But they're level 8. They're green to us. We're a hunter with a pet. I'm not really afraid of anything at this point. Now that we have the pet on board, nothing is scary. At least not around here. Ah, see, there's a hyper spawn right there. If we were a warrior or maybe a rogue, that could be problematic. But for us, it's about 10% of our mana bar. We're just gonna keep going around this prairie wolf. As long as it keeps ignoring us. I like the view through the trees. Where'd our druid friend go? Hope he's alright. Can't see him. There we go, we're done with that quest. So now we do the Rite of Vision up here, and we can pick up a Sacred Burial while we're going. And it looks like we can also do some of these Prowler Claws and Prairie Alpha Teeth. Do everything all at once. Another Druid, level 8. Ooh, she got her world buffs. She got Spirit of the Zandalar too. Well. There's Ghost Tail. I wonder if I can actually tame him. Can I tame with a pet? How does that work? I cannot. Have to dismiss him, I think. Is this guy gonna kill me? Does Ghost Tail hit like super hard? It won't let me. Probably because I have a pet. I'd have to abandon him to try to get Ghost Tail. He's also one level above me, so I don't even know if I can tame him. I kind of want him. He's really cute. I like the white wolf. But I don't know if I can even tame a pet that's higher level than me. Yeah, you can't. I cheated and looked it up. So we'd have to be a level 12. I'm also worried that he's very strong. But he is pretty cool looking. He's a pretty unique model. The great white wolf. Oh, Ghost Tail is actually not tameable as a pet. Huh. Which I guess explains why I've never seen anybody with him. You think more people would use Ghost Tail if he was tameable as a pet. We got a long ways to go. We got 7 Malachite now. Man, they substantially increased the drop rate of that, I think. I wonder if we should go back and kill Ghost Tail then. If he's not tameable, and I think he drops a quest, then we should kill him, right? I know that's going to take a little bit of time, and I apologize, but I think we should go back and kill him if he's no longer a pet possibility for us. Kill him before somebody else does. Well, so far I don't see him. There he is. Alright. We don't want to pull him with something else, for sure. So maybe right about here. There's a lot of stuff around, but this might be a pretty smooth shot. He does hit pretty hard. Oh wow. It's a gun upgrade. Nice. I will definitely take a gun upgrade. It's a 5 DPS gun. There is a 8 DPS bow in the Barrens that you get doing some harpy stuff. But it's not given super freely. There's definitely a pretty long quest chain to get it. I think it's the Orcish battle bow. That's the one we're going to be shooting for. I'm not gonna say no to some free leather, guys. Doesn't happen very often. Wait, do we have 0 teeth? We have 1 tooth. Wow. That quest is gonna take some time. Makes you wonder if it's even worth it to do, with a drop rate that bad. We're just about getting ready to be done with Mulgore. We should be hitting 12 here shortly, and I don't know if I want to stick around an extra hour to get these teeth. Looks like somebody else has been coming through, also, killing a lot of the prairie dogs.
Only the most valiant Tauren are laid to rest at Red Rocks, our sacred burial ground. It is an honor bestowed upon the great warriors who helped found and defend Thunderbluff, and those who have given their lives for the greater good of their tribes and chieftains. But it appears a foul menace has made its way onto our holy land. A band of bristleback interlopers is ravaging the gravesite, and I am too old and past my prime to drive them away. They must be driven off with force, adventurer.
inventory is full. Yeah, sure is.
You have shown great diligence in your yearning to pass the rights of the Earth Mother adventurer. We, the ancestral spirits, represent the mighty Tauren who gave their lives bravely to found and protect our great city of Thunder Bluff. I hereby pass the duty of that protection over to you. You have passed the rite of wisdom, young adventurer. Enter Thunder Bluff with pride. You will now be revered within our great city. Any person worthy of completing the rites of the Earth Mother earns that honor. For your final quest, seek out our noble leader, Cairn Bloodhoof, who dwells atop the highest mesa in Thunderbluff. Well done. You have sent those foul bristlebacks a clear message. They will think twice before attempting to meddle in this holy spot again.
We have 5 completed quests. Damn. I don't think I'm going to do this quest, guys. The Wild Mane Totem. I can't help but feel it might be a waste of my time to do. The drop rate is just simply that bad. Of all of those wolves I've killed, I have 1 tooth. 1. That seems disastrously bad. And I don't really want to spend a whole hour up there just grinding those
Come closer,
wolves.
young one. In my time, I could hear the flutter of a prey's beating heart. But now you must speak up if you want your words heard. I can barely believe my old eyes. You defeated the great wolf ghost howl? I look upon you with new respect, young adventurer. You are a hunter of extreme skills. Let me offer you something. My days of hunting are over, but I would be honored if you used one of my weapons in your hunts. May it strike true and bring you renown. And let us hope that Ghost Howl's spirit has finally found peace.
Ancestors watch over you.
Well, I was able to get a couple of free slots of inventory. Not much. I'm wondering if this is going to turn green at 30. I half expect it to. Yep, there it turned green. Alright, so we can start actually using our leather now to make things. Which is great. We can start getting that out of our inventory. There's one more quest to turn in down here, it looks like. Don't often see undead in Mulgore. That guy traveled quite a ways to get here.
Greet.
You have done well, adventurer. You seem well prepared to travel onward. Let the wind always be at your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna train my class spells here. For level 12, I wonder if I get anything juicy.
Tauren have a passion for hunting. It is something that runs deep with our kind.
Farewell.
So we got Mend Pet finally, which is a pretty big deal. We got Wing Clip, which I'm a big fan of. Second Arcane Shot. I don't know how often I'll be using that. Okay, so at this point my Rested EXP guide recommends that I just go to the Barrens. I'm level 12, it would make sense. But I do want to finish some things up here. I have 3 quests to turn in up in Thunderbluff. I have Cairn Bloodhoof, Preparation for Ceremony, and the Hunter's Way. And I can do this quest chain here too. And there's some prairie wolves over here. So, I don't know. I'd like to stick around, do these handful of other quests. I don't know if it'll be enough to get me to 13. But I might as well exhaust the quests I have. Again, if I was trying to go a little bit faster, if speed was my intention, I would just go to the Barrens now. But on hardcore specifically, I'm not in a rush. I don't mind taking my time. Let's do it nice and easy. So if it takes an extra 30 minutes or so for us to hit 13 here in Mulgore before we go to the Barrens, I'm fine with that. It's always better to be slightly higher level than you need to be if you're playing on the game mode where a death is permanent. If you guys are listening, why don't you put down in the comments maybe a wager. How far do you think I'm going to get? There might be a quest here. There's a lot of mobs between me and them, though. And I'd like my wolf to get first aggro. He did. Alright. Oh, wow. That's not good at all. That could have been potentially messy. Doesn't look like they dropped a quest. I was hoping they would, and they did not. Wonder why these guys are highlighted. So this new gun fires a little faster than the old one. Not complaining. The DPS is fantastic on it. Looks like somebody else is killing these, unfortunately. So I'm still at 4 of 8 teeth after killing all of those wolves. Okay, so let's go up and do all of this crap here. This is a very dangerous area. It's a very dangerous quest. I'd say it's the most danger that Mulgore actually presents. These mines are hyperspawn heaven. There's relatively difficult monsters inside. It's cramped. Zero. So all 3 people that have hit level 60 while I've been playing tonight have been Alliance, of all things. Generally speaking, Skull Rock is considered the Horde hardcore server, and Defias Pillager is considered the Alliance hardcore server. But it seems like there's a lot more people playing Alliance here now. I didn't want to send Navajo in first because I wanted to pull this mob a little bit away from the group. I'm going to do that with a couple of them here. Just pull them back a bit before I send the pet in, so that when they try to run, they're not still in the camp. He just used taunt. That's okay, he crit the bite, so he'll have plenty of threat. It's much safer to kill all these guys out here than it is to go inside, although eventually I will have to go inside. It's a lot of linen cloth. Okay, made very short work of that camp. That's for damn sure. Man. Hunter just feels so extraordinarily powerful once you get this pet. It's wild. I wonder when Hunter stops feeling so powerful, if ever. Maybe it just feels outrageous all the way up to 60, I'm not sure. But I have to say at level 12, it feels outrageous. I don't think anything else is quite this strong. There are some things that do more damage around this level, like Shaman, for example, hits a little harder, but they have more downtime, and I don't think it's as safe. So I need 3 more supervisors. Okay, I think we're done. He's got swiftness pots. Wow. He's got engineering goggles. He's got the whole thing. That guy's gaming. He's taking his hardcore character very seriously. He did a lot of prep for it. And that's fine. I think that's a way to play, you know? I think some people are very hot on the idea of solo self-found hardcore. And there are some gatekeepers, some extremists, you could say, that feel like you're not playing hardcore unless you're playing solo self-found. I don't necessarily disagree. I think there is something to be said about solo self-found. It's a little bit closer to the original sort of Iron Man challenge that spawned hardcore, right? But I think the more modern interpretation of hardcore is literally just don't die. That's the only rule. Just don't die. And I do think that there's an elegance to the simplicity of that rule set as well, right? So I don't know. I don't understand why it's such a schism in the community. Solo self-found versus non-solo self-found. Some people will point to that druid, for example, who's probably got, you know, 215 engineering and all the bombs and swiftness potions and enchants and everything else. They'll look at that guy and say, is he really playing hardcore? And I'd say, as long as he's not dying, yes he is. He absolutely is playing hardcore. And, you know, people, the apologists and stuff, they'll say, well, it's not really hardcore if you're that strong, right? If you're making your character that powerful, if you're giving yourself that many advantages, it's not hardcore at all. And I get where they're coming from. It's undoubtedly a whole lot easier to play on that druid that's probably fully kitted out than it would be on a druid that isn't. You're probably less likely to die. Yeah, you're giving yourself some degree of advantage, but I don't know. I don't think it trivializes the journey. I don't think it takes anything really away from completing the hardcore challenge. And let's be honest with ourselves here. That guy who just gave his druid all that stuff, I don't know how much of an advantage that's going to be past maybe level 30 or so. Because by then you should have, you know, 100 gold yourself. You should be able to pick up some swiftness pots off the auction house. You should be well underway with your professions. I feel like the advantage that's conferred by sort of twinking your hardcore character, so to speak, is really in the beginning. It's in that maybe 1 to 20, 1 to 30 sort of range. Which is honestly 20% of the journey, probably. Some people would argue the most dangerous 20%, but I don't know. I think it's cool seeing hardcore characters run around with a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't necessarily have at the level they're at. We're sort of raw dogging this hunter, although I did give myself bags and stuff, which is pretty helpful. Just being able to pick up more stuff is very nice. My bags are still perpetually full, but still, it's nice. Alright, let's go start turning all this stuff in. We have a million things to turn in. Let's see what level all this stuff gets to. I'd say maybe 13. Maybe. Realistically, we're looking at 13. Close to 13 here. And I think that's a great level to enter the Barrens in. Damn. That second guy went down pretty fast. So back to the earlier conversation. If you guys even want me to converse, I could just mute the mic and you can just watch the leveling too. Just let me know in the comments which you'd prefer, but does anyone have any wagers on how far I'll get? I haven't played hardcore in a long time. It's probably been, I don't know, 2 years since I've played a hardcore character. I've never played a hunter before. So I think that's context. That'll potentially allow you to make an easier decision. Do you think I'll make it to 20? I definitely think I'll make it to 20. Do you think I'll make it to 30? 40? I was wondering if I was going to have to save that guy. Does anyone in the comments think I'm going to make it to 60? If you guys are commenting way after this video has been published, don't cheat and look at the playlist.
I don't think there could be too much misinterpreting or ignoring of that signal. HM, the venture company will know not to take the Tauren lightly, or to be so arrogant as to believe we would allow them to steal the natural resources around us without protest. My anger is somewhat lessened at the news that the villain Fizzprocket is dead. I will go through his personal effects and see if there is any additional information about what the venture company has planned for the future. Thank you for your efforts, adventurer. Very good, adventurer. I can feel the sacrifice of the land in this offering, and my spirit swells with sadness and pride. Your cleansing of the Winterhoof and Thunderhorn wells is spoken among the spirits, young adventurer. The Wildmane totem is made, and your last task lies ahead. The Wildmane water well lies north of Thunderbluff. Perform the ritual. Heal the land of the goblins' poisons. Let clean water flow once again.
How may I aid you? Be careful. Peace.
Cooking is a lifelong pursuit, and I see we share the same passion.
Ancestors watch over you.
I'm gonna cook up some meat here, guys. Grab myself a drink, I'll be right back. Alrighty, just in time. Made myself a nice steaming hot cup of
Cooking is a lifelong
hot
pursuit, and I
chocolate.
see we share the same passion.
I just used all my stringy wolf meat.
Be careful.
Also, while we're here, let's go see if we can't train first aid real quick. I did say in a previous episode that I'd like to limit the housekeeping, quote unquote, to off stream.
I can train you in first aid techniques.
And I do want to do that.
Ancestors watch over.
But for now, I don't think it's really that much of a crime to get some of this cooking and first aid out of the way. Nice. And while we're at it, we can replace
I have just the thing
the
for
linen
you. Go in
bandages.
peace.
We have quite a few health potions now. We actually have not had to use one, knock on wood. We haven't had a situation so sketchy as I felt the need to use a health potion, so far this has been a very safe run. I think honestly the sketchiest part so far of the run was right at the beginning, when we were up here in Brambleblade Ravine, and we were backed into a corner with hyper spawns all around us, and no pet, and nobody to help. I think that was probably the sketchiest. Look at that. Intellect, armor, spirit, mark of the wild. I think that druid with a million buffs gave me all those. He really did get that druid in great shape. Alright, so let's turn these quests in. We'll do the Barren Oases. We can grab Cleansing the Well too while we're at it. None of these mobs are really high enough level to be consequential to us at this point. So I don't think there's much of a reason to kill them. If they were 10 maybe. But we can get our axe up a little bit. We're going to be switching our weapon here shortly. We're going to be switching to a staff, the Cauldron Stir. And then, if we're lucky, potentially the Wailing Caverns weapon, the Crescent Staff, after that. Maybe even the Wailing Caverns bow, Venom Strike. That would be extremely fortuitous. Also extremely unlikely. Made short work of this camp, too. Granted, I'm quite a bit higher level now. Gonna add that druid to friends list, since he's leveling at a pretty good clip. Looks like he might be able to keep up with me. I gotta say, even going relatively slowly, because it's hardcore and I'm playing conservatively and I'm doing professions and I'm not trying to speedrun, I still feel like I'm going pretty quickly. I feel like this hasn't been that slow of a level 13.
You wish to speak? Walk with the Earth Mother.
We can grab the RFC quests here. There are 2 of them, searching for the enemy satchel and testing an enemy strength. I don't know if I'll do Ragefire Chasm, but I might. And if I do, it's helpful that the Tauren bring these quests to the group, because Thunderbluff is pretty far out for the other races to get to.
What brings...
Well met, adventurer. You may speak to me unless you have direct business with my mistress Magatha. I deal with most of her tasks for her so she can concentrate on more important matters. Perhaps there are some things we could discuss before you seek audience with her. The Trogs are not the only thing that interested Magatha in Ragefire Chasm. She has heard word that one of her servants, a more Grim Totem, found something peculiar while in the chasm, but he never made it out to show her what. She'd like Maur's body found, if it still exists, and any signs of what he found while attempting to speak to the Trogs. Return to Magatha any items of interest, and I'm sure she would be very generous in her reward. Again, seek the chasm in the darkest areas of Orgrimmar. Beneath the city of Orgrimmar, stout creatures known as Trogs started coming to the surface from deep below the lava-filled tunnels. In her ever-benevolence, Magatha sought to make peace with the creatures, but they turned on her diplomats, killing them. She will not allow such treatment of the Tauren people, and now consider the creatures a threat to all of the Horde. She asks that you put an end to this Trog threat before it overwhelms the Horde from below. Find Ragefire Chasm and destroy them. The Druids of Thunderbluff sense a strange power leaking into the Barrens, east of Mulgore. Tonga Room Totem was sent to discover the source of this power, but we fear he will need aid. Travel to the Barrens and speak with Tonga. He will be at the crossroads. To reach there, take the road east out of Bloodhoof Village. Enter the Barrens, then turn north when the road forks. Continue north and you will find the crossroads. And do not leave the road, adventurer, for the Barrens is a harsh land. Hail, young adventurer. I see you found your way to my doorstep. You have passed the rites of the Earth Mother and earned your place in Thunderbluff. But in order to maintain the spot that you strived so hard to achieve, you must continue to prove your worth to your people. We are hunters, adventurer. Down below in Mulgore there is a mighty Kodo named Arachia. Show me your skills in the ways of tracking and hunting by bringing me the horn of Arakia. Scorn White Cloud is a wise Tauren. He has hunted for years and years, and although his body is old, his spirit burns fiercely. We are honored to have him with us. If Scorn sent you to me, then you too must have the hunter's spirit. And to have gathered these claws shows your burgeoning skills. Perhaps you are ready to walk the path. If you wish to walk the hunter's path, then your journey leads to the Barrens. Its beasts are strong-willed and fierce. You will learn much by hunting there, and your spirit will grow. Speak with Surgra Darkthorn. She will be your first guide in the Barrens. Surgra is at the crossroads. To reach her, travel east from Bloodhoof Village into the Barrens, then north as the road forks. And have care as you travel. The Barrens holds great danger for the unprepared and unwary. What? Thank you for your help, adventurer. My part in my brother's ceremony is almost complete. Giving him his headdress and witnessing the ceremony are all my duty requires of me.
Looking for something special? Goodbye.
What are you looking for? None are as skilled in the use of weapons as Ansequa. It is said that he is guided by the spirits of the finest warriors of our honored ancestors. Seek him out on the lower rise, and he will teach you what you want to know.
Greeting.
I would be honored to train you in the use of the weapons that I have mastered, should you have the ability to learn within you.
Might as well do it. This quest gives +4 agility leather pants, which sounds pretty good to me. From an experience per hour perspective, it's probably not particularly efficient, but might as well do it. I should be able to cross through here. I was able to learn staves, which is great because that's going to be my weapon until probably level 40. That guy's selling a bow of searing arrows. Look at that bad boy. 2.7 seconds. An additional 18 to 26 fire damage. Really high DPS. It says it's a 138% upgrade. I think it's more than that. Okay. So let's go to Chi or whatever his name is, last known location. We actually don't have track beasts or track humanoids, I don't think. I don't believe we trained either of them. We might have. We did. Not particularly helpful though. Because it's all beasts here. Ha ha ha. Got him. Alright. As long as we can get him before somebody else does. Wow. He's directly on the map where we expected to find him. Yikes, he had a lot of health. Okay, I'm gonna run all the way down now. We're going to be heading back to Thunder Bluff anyway, to get a staff in a little bit. Oh, actually, I don't know. Did I get the flight path? Did I ever learn the flight path? Maybe we should go back to Thunder Bluff now then. There's part of me that believes that Tauren automatically have the Thunder Bluff flight path. Wow, he instantly respawned. Huh. But there's part of me that's worried that that's not true. And I'd have a 40-minute run on my hands if I don't actually have it. So let's go back up to the city, turn this in, and see if we can make sure we have that flight path. Sorry, this is a boring part, guys. Then again, this is the classic experience, right? Running for 20 minutes straight to get from one place to another. Very classic WoW. I'm not actually planning on making these videos any set duration. The first one was a little over an hour, the second one was about an hour and a half. This one looks like it's going to be about 2 hours. If you guys would prefer shorter videos, if you would prefer I just do like flat out 1 hour episodes, I can do that. Or if I'm going to play for 3 hours straight, you guys just want to have a 3 hour long video, we can do that too. Let me know down in the comments what you would prefer. But for now, what I'm going to do is just record for as long as I want to play. If that play session is an hour, if it's 2 hours, if it's 3 hours, I'll just record the whole thing. Throw it up on YouTube.
Looking for something special? Walk with the Earth
Are any of those bows any good?
Mother. Peace, friend.
Oof. Level 16. 7.5
May the
DPS.
eternal sun shine off you.
I guess we could buy a white bow if we have to. Alright, let's see if we have this flight path. We do. Alright.
Peace.
When mounted on the back of a wind rider, one sees that its reputation for strength and speed is well earned.
So we did not need to come back to turn this in, but I just wanted to make sure. That would have been a costly mistake for us.
The winds guide you. May the eternal sun...
So he does have one rare gun for sale, but it's the exact same DPS as my current one.
Greetings, young one, and welcome to Thunderbluff. You'll find a safe refuge from the burdens of the world here. All denizens of the Horde are welcome here. The spirits of the present and past come alive here in this sacred place, my friend. Honor them, and in doing so, honor yourself. Well done. A fine kill that was. I will send a gathering party to collect the carcass so we can retrieve the hide and meat. You have done a great deed for your people, adventurer.
I think we're going this way. I get lost in Thunderbluff sometimes. There's a promising number of people out and about. It gives me the hope that when I come to do Wailing Caverns, or even Ragefire Chasm, that I'll be able to potentially find a group to do them. So I'm right here. Run to the Barrens. And I did tame a prairie wolf alpha. Sheesh, we're going to be halfway to 14 by the time we get to the crossroads. mostly druids, it looks like.
You've done it. You have cleaned the wells and healed our land. Bloodhoof Village is grateful, adventurer. May the wind whisper your deeds for 100 seasons, and may the waters of Mulgore remain clean forever.
So this staff might be slightly worse than my axe. However, I can start gaining staff skill on this run to the Barrens. Damn, I did like everything in Mulgore, guys. The only things that are left are non-Mulgore quests. I did every quest in Mulgore. 100% completion. If there were achievements, I'd be getting one. Alright, got my staffs up to 7. I suppose max would be 65? I'm going to turn the sound volume down just a little bit. Yeah, 65, so we are 17 of 65. That dust cloud is tough. That would be a pretty strong ability if you could get it on a pet. Dust cloud. Although that swoop ability was pretty massive too, gotta say. Say goodbye to Mulgore. Beautiful green flowing hills, birds chirping, ducks quacking, and welcome to the Barrens. Aptly named, they're pretty barren. We're gonna be here for a while.
Well met.
Treat the Windrider well as it takes you to your destination. May your ancestors watch over you, adventurer.
Well met. Farewell.
I have foreseen your arrival, young adventurer. Though perhaps you are not so young anymore. I think that it is time for you to move deeper into this land. I can sense that you are destined for great things. It is the crossroads that you must seek out, for our lives with the orcs have become intertwined and they need assistance. Continue down this road towards the east and follow it north to the crossroads. Find Thork within its walls. He has the Earth Mother's blessing.
Okay. So we more or less want to stay on the road. This isn't the most dangerous run, but I suppose it can be. Worst case scenario, I can try to aggro with the pet and run. Sacrifice Navajo here for the greater good. We don't really want to be down here till 18, 20. 13 is not the time. Yeah, level 19 hyenas. 18 storm snouts. I think I hear an owl every now and again. I think the most dangerous part is over. We could almost assuredly kill 15 if we had to. Especially as a hunter. You know, I was planning on ending the episode 20 minutes ago, probably. But Classic WoW has this way of compelling you to do one more thing. You know, just do one more quest, or oh, just run to this spot and then you can log out, or oh, complete this quest and you can log out, or oh, finish this profession stuff up and then you can log out. This game just has this way of drawing you in and not wanting to let you go. And you don't even realize you've been playing 2 hours, 3 hours. You go to get up from your chair and your butt is sore because you've been sitting for so long. And there aren't a whole lot of other games that do that to me. But this one does, consistently. I wonder if you feel the same way.
The times we live in are as fickle as the shifting winds, adventurer. It is important to remember what is true and lasting in this world, and to preserve that. Everything else is a waste. My brethren in Thunderbluff were wise to send you, young adventurer. For the mystery of the Barrens is one that I alone cannot unravel. With your aid, let us hope we can find answers to our questions. Long ago, the Barrens was a lush place, teeming with life. But war and cataclysm raged across the land, scorching it and leaving a dry husk. Such is the way of things, and it saddens my heart. But within the past few years, new oases have formed in the Barrens, and life stirs, and deep down, we druids sense a power leaking its way to the surface. We must find its source, travel to the Forgotten Pools, northwest of the crossroads, search its waters for a source of power, then return here.
You want to hunt in the Barrens? Your eyes are eager and young. They're not yet squinted from tracking your prey across this land's dry plains. But worry not. We'll toughen your body and your mind, and we'll teach you that there is more to hunting than finding and killing your quarry. Prepare yourself. Your journey begins now.
Your first prey will be easy.
Why does
The
she
plain
sound like
striders
Arnold
to the east have
Schwarzenegger?
been harassing our food supplies and have become a nuisance. Put down the plain striders and return to me with their beaks.
Not long ago, a shipment of silver was stolen from our guard tower. It was meant as payroll to the Crossroads guards, and we want that silver back. The strange thing is, we caught one of the thieves on the night of the theft, and it was a raptor. Unbelievable. I don't know what raptors would want with silver, but I don't care. I want the raptors dead so they won't steal from us again. Hunt raptors in the Barrens. Collect for me their heads.
It is good to see that more of our person allies have come to assist us from as far away as Thunderbluff. Again, I welcome you. All the Quillboars are our enemies, adventurer. Some just prove to be more of a nuisance than others. The Razormane tribe has been attacking our supply lines from Durotar, causing us no end of annoyance. I have scouts seeking the leader of these raids. But until then, any losses you can inflict on the filthy pigmen would aid us. Start in the northeast towards Durotar. You can always tell their dens from the huge, thorny vines that come up from the earth. Seek them out and slay them.
That attack on the caravan contained supplies we desperately needed. You've been brave enough to take on the Razormane tribe so far, and I will ask you to do so again, but this time, I wonder if I could ask you to keep your eyes open for some of our lost supplies. You can probably find them throughout their camps. The Quillboar getting fat off their dishonorable acts. The people of the Crossroads would be in your debt.
The blasted harpies have been ravaging our caravan supplies for too long. It's time we slit a few of their throats and diminished their numbers. I've been snooping around their nests and figured out who leads who. The most devastating attack will destroy a good section of their lower chain of command, and then we can work our way to the top. I'll start you off slow. Take out Witchwing harpies and Witchwing rogue feathers in the northwest, and bring me 8 Witchwing talons. That should be a good start.
I have need to send a crate of potions, reagents, and other items to my associates in the old world. Little time I have to actually see them to the dock at Ratchet, and the last caravan has already left. If you could, please take this to Wharf Master Dizzywig. He will ensure that it is placed on the next boat to Blackwater Cove. The oases of the Barrens hide a mystery. Life energy flows from their waters, invigorating the plants and beasts that drink it. Invigorating and altering, there is a mushroom that grows near these oases. Its spores hold properties that we, the apothecaries of Lordaeron, find useful. Bring me these spores and you will earn our gratitude.
I have a bundle of hides from the animals of the Barrens and must get them to Thunder Bluff. A colleague there, Ahanu, will use the hides to create leather goods. Will you take the hides to him for me? The quickest way to Thunder Bluff is on the back of a Wind Rider. Bring the bundle of hides to Deverak, our Wind Rider master in the Crossroads, and speak to him about transport to Thunder Bluff.
If you must take these hides to Thunder Bluff, then you are speaking to the right orc. For a small fee, I will give you a Wind Rider to Thunder Bluff. There's no faster way to the city. If that is acceptable, speak to me again when you are ready to go. If you're taking those hides to Ahanu, then I think he's at Hiwa's armory, at the base of the Wind Rider Tower in Thunder Bluff. And that's right where you'll land.
What greetings. If you are here for leather goods, then you will find my wares well crafted. Ah, a new bundle of hides. I will get to work on these immediately. Thank you, brother. You have done me a great service. Here are some coins to pay for your time and travel costs. I have prepared leather goods for Jahan to sell at the Crossroads. Will you bring them to him? If you have already been to the Crossroads and spoken to their Wind Rider master.
Okay, guys. So, I think we'll end the episode here, finally. We got a lot done. We're most of the way to 14. We just got to the Crossroads, and we picked up 1,000,000 quests, as you just heard all the quest text from. I hope you guys like that add-on. I enjoy it. And next up, it's just start blasting these out. Start killing Quilboar and killing Zevra and everything else, Harpies, and start getting through some of these quests. As I'm off camera, I will do some housework chores. I'll try to train bows if I can, and maybe like pole arms, maybe even swords. Although that might be the Undercity. I'll try to get some of all that stuff taken care of, get my bags cleaned up, put a lot of this leather in the bank, so that we can approach that a little bit later. And for the next episode, we should be in the Barrens, fresh, ready to go, ready to kick some serious Baron butt. Thank you for joining me, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will see you for the next episode.